Welcome back, guys, and today we'll be talking about Demon Souls and giving my initial impression of Demon Souls while telling you how my PlayStation 5 performed while playing Demon Souls. And the reason why I want to do that today is because a lot of my fellow gamers have been having issues with their PlayStation 5s, a lot of technical issues. Some people were having issues with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Some with Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Some with Call of Duty Cold War, where their PlayStation 5 has been bricking or database has been corrupted and they had to rebuild a database. And some have been having a lot of heat issues with playing certain games with their PlayStation 5. So I decided to do a stress test on my PlayStation 5 while playing the mini game like Demon Souls Remaster. In this video, I'll give you my thoughts about the game and how my PlayStation 5 performed. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the gameplay of Demon Souls. I have to say, the gameplay is a lot of fun. And what made it so fun wasn't the 60 frames per second 1080p. It wasn't how the DualSense controller was made the game feel. It was more about the actual elements of gameplay that made it so fun, and it gave you so many different options on how to approach enemies in the game. And I love games that give you options on how you want to approach it, how you want to proceed, how you want to actually approach and proceed in certain parts of a game. And Demon Souls has that in spades. I mean, they have so many different things you can use. You have your you have your heavy attack, you have your light attack, you can block, you can parry, you can use bombs, daggers, crossbows, magic, and it's a lot you can use to take advantage of the situation against enemies because these enemies are really difficult and hard to beat sometimes. There's certain enemies that are simple once you understand their patterns, and there are some enemies that are more difficult because they have more attack patterns and they're a lot tougher. And the RPG part of this game is a lot of fun because it allows you to be a lot better at encountering these enemies and being able to use your things you have, like your bombs, your arrows, your magic, to accomplish things in certain type situations that can be very frustrating. The first hour of gameplay, I died almost 15 times, and it wasn't because I was really bad. I am really bad at it. This is the second type of Souls game I ever played. The first one, Shakira's Shadow died twice, which is a lot faster in gameplay. It's a lot more fast paced than Demon Souls, but Demon Souls was a lot of fun, and it wasn't really slow gameplay. In my opinion, it was decent, and it's so much fun. It is a learning curve. You gotta understand your weapon, your attacks, your items, your stats. You gotta understand all that to really understand what you're dealing with in this game. And the enemies are unforgiving. You make a simple mistake trying to rush through a level, you die. You can fall and die. You can miss an attack and get blew up or burnt alive. I mean, the game is so challenging and so much fun, but once you understand it, it's so satisfying. And the most satisfying thing to me in all of the gameplay is when you parry and take out an enemy. When you actually land your parry correctly and take down an enemy, that is so satisfying. So, I mean, the gameplay to me is a lot of fun. It has a lot to offer gamers that like challenging games and a lot to approach different objectives in a different way. This game has it, and I have to say, I'm loving the gameplay. The gameplay is so much fun. Now, let's talk about the visuals of Demon Souls. Beautiful game. Really beautiful. For the time I played this game, now I played this game 4 hours straight for the last 5 days, and very beautiful. I think the developers of this game did a really good job on taking this old game that was on PlayStation 3 in February of 2009 and changing just the texture and the character models and the monsters and making it so much better for the eyes. I mean, it's a visual feast to play this game on the PlayStation 5. If you own a PlayStation 5, I'm recommending right now in this video to pick it up. It is a must play for the PlayStation 5. So much fun. If you own a PlayStation 5 already and you don't know what to buy, you already got Cold War, Miles Morales, Spider Man, and maybe Godfall. Pick up Demon Souls. I'm telling you, it's a challenging game and it's a lot of fun. For someone that only played maybe one other type of Souls game, and the Souls game have been really popular in the gaming community for a very long time. And the only other Souls game I ever type, the only other Souls game I ever played before is Shakira died twice, as I said before, which is a lot faster when it comes to gameplay than Demon Souls, but it's a lot of fun. I also own Bloodborne that I haven't really played. I got it on the PlayStation Plus months ago. Haven't really touched it yet, but I'm gonna give it a shot when they give it an update and I can play it in 60 frames per second because I feel like games like this, the better the frames, the better the chance you have of reacting on, at the time you need to survive. Because a simple hesitation can kill you in this type of game. And don't get me wrong, I have died so many times, and sometimes out of the 4 to 5 hour playthrough, I was really frustrated several times. I'm almost full blown angry because sometimes I was trying to do something and I made a mistake and did it the wrong way and died. And because of the DualSense controller, it's not the game's fault that you made a mistake. It's human error. It's the player's mistake that caused him to die. And I have to say that about the sense controller when you're playing for 4 hours straight. It's not the controller or the game itself that's making mistakes. It's you. And and when you get angry, you have to think to yourself, "Oh man, it's my fault." But the visuals are beautiful, really great, awesome. Now let's talk about the performance of the game and how it performed on PlayStation 5. Like I said, I did a test to see how my PlayStation 5 would hold up against something as demanding as Demon Souls. Now I played the game on 1080p, 16 frames per second. I chose performance over resolution, and it would play so smooth. And in the 4 to 5 hours of playing the game for the last 4 to 5 days, I had no technical issues with my system. It didn't boot out. It didn't boot me out of the game. It didn't crash the database. It didn't freeze. The screen didn't freeze up. The game didn't lag. I didn't have any heating problems. And I said earlier about heating problems because I have a couple of friends that own PlayStation 5s. When they played the many games like COD or Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, they was having some heating issues with their consoles. Now it may have been because of how they had it set up in their house, but they was reporting some heating issues where the system said it was getting too hot, and they kind of let me know about that. So that was something I was testing for as well. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the consoles out there in the market that people own are not having a lot of issues. I think it's a small minority of people that's having issues. And I have to say, out of the 4 to 5 hours of play that I did with the system for the last 4 or 5 days, I had no real issues, no core whine, none of that. And I'm really grateful. And my PlayStation 5 held up against the demandingness of Demon Souls, and I gotta say, awesome. I'm really impressed that the system was able to handle it and had no real technical issues. I'm grateful. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. But yeah, Demon Souls is a really unique game and it performs well on the PlayStation 5. I would recommend playing it on performance instead of resolution. When you get that smooth 60 frames per second, it displays so much better. And I now understand when people say that when your frames rates are higher on the game displays so much better. And I have to say it does. And I'm not a big advocate for 60 frames or above when it comes to my games because I've been a console gamer since I was a toddler. Well, since I was 9 years old, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I never really cared about having having higher frames than 30 frames per second. And I didn't really harp about it or get angry about not having games that have that 60 frames per second type of option or more. So it didn't really bother me. But I have to say, after playing the PlayStation 5 and playing Demon Souls or any other game that I have, Marvel, Spider-Man, 60 frames per second, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 60 frames per second, you can really tell the difference in combat and movement in the game. And I have to say, I'm loving it. I really don't really care about 4K resolution. Now, I will get a TV in the next year or two to be able to do 1440p, but right now, 1080p, 60 frames per second is all I really need when it comes to gameplay and visuals. And I have to say, Demon Souls did it really well. I was really impressed with it. I had a great time, and my sisters had no real technical issues. And the game itself is awesome. Now, I haven't finished the game yet, so I can't talk about the story aspect of the game yet. But so far, it's interesting. And when I finish the actual story of the game, I'll kind of do a quick little video on that. But far as the performance, it had no real issues, and there was no frame rate drops whatsoever in the game. And I played the game for 4 hours straight for the last 5 days, and I couldn't tell any frame rates dropping whatsoever. But I did have something to kind of measure it and see if it was actually doing no type of equipment. But from me watching and seeing how certain games frame rates drop in previous games, I can tell that it did not drop any frames whatsoever. So I gotta say, overall, a great experience. The PlayStation 5 was able to handle a demanding game like Demon Souls, and I really enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Have you played Demon Souls? What do you think? Are you interested in playing Demon Souls and you just waiting to buy a PlayStation 5 so you can get it? Or do you have PlayStation 5 and you still on the fence about Demon Souls and this video kind of helps you make a decision on grabbing it if it's something that you're interested in? Let me know all your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for sending to any video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, helps with the channel. Make sure you share helps as well. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you become part of the community and be notified when I upload more content. Announcement, I will be releasing some more blogs on my website. I'll leave a link to that website in the description box below for you guys to check out. So you come over there, show your support, leave some comments, and enjoy some cool articles with me and the Mad Gamer have been writing. And as always, remember, gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby.